Yeah, I clocked out of that one early. I'm like, I'll let you guys do it.
I was like egomaniacs.
Times when we touch. Hey, it's Voice of the Republic. It's Thursday. This is
Yes,
Ed.
it is.
This is Carl.
And this is Mike.
Hi.
That's great.
We're just kidding.
We're just kidding.
Hey, we're joshing you guys.
Yeah.
Little fun.
If you're jumping in on the third segment, what's wrong with you? Go back and watch 1 and 2 first if you really want to know who we are. God.
Yeah.
That's the big secret.
Yeah, we're back and we're talking Star Wars Rebels.
Yes.
Rebel.
Rebels.
It's their French rebel.
Rebel. Rebel. How would they say it for? It's like rebellion. Or what's the plural?
Hell if I know.
It'd probably be like LEES or something. I don't know.
Le reb.
But then the thing is, you don't pronounce the S, so it's probably just sound like rebel. It probably just sound the same. I took 3 years of French.
I took 2 years of French 1.
Well, I was getting ready to say, but I only passed 2 classes.
See, me and you, boy, me and you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we left off. We're talking about the main characters in
Yes.
this episode. We're gonna get into the rest of those
Yes.
folks, new characters, and let's start off with Hera.
Honestly, my favorite of all the character things that they put up, because she didn't feel contrived. You know, like they didn't try to put oh well, she's kind of the space nun of the group. You know, it's like oh, cool. You know, like everyone else, they had kind of like oh well, he's the Jedi cowboy, or he's the gentleman soldier, or she's the blah blah blah. Like she's the only one that they didn't have some catchy tagline for.
She's Alice the maid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and she has she's older, so there's well, she's a really good pilot, and I was like, that makes sense because she's been piloting for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's not someone that has some outrageous skill set for no good reason. You know, she seems like a stable character that has room to grow. You know,
yeah.
I like the look of her. Like they gave her the X-wing jumpsuit and everything, and it's I don't know that much about her, and that makes me like her more, I think.
Right. I think the only beef I have, and a lot of it goes towards how she was explained, is there is a sexualization of the Twi'leks that drives me up the fucking wall. And, I mean, at this point, there's so few women in Star Wars, it probably has left all these teenage brains wanting more women, and it comes out in terrible ways, especially on the internet. So it's only a matter before we see her, getting banged by Zev.
Or Hercules.
Yeah, a million other Disney-looking weirdos in Star Wars land now. But it's just, that's the only beef I had. She's the pilot. She's tough like a Han Solo kind of character would be, but she's also a Twi'lek. And I just didn't appreciate how they are describing her character, but they're just just keep going on about the Leku, the Leku, the Leku, and the Leku, and the Leku. I'm I'm just glad she's dressed, number one.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I think it's really telling that they didn't put her into some skimpy outfit like they did some other kind of female character.
You know what kind of bothered me a little bit about Hera is that it was with something that they said, and they put Hera out as though she is supposed to be the not pretty. She's no fuss, no muss. But the design really is pretty.
Yeah.
And the design really is sexy, especially when you look at when they showed just the turnarounds, the sketch turnarounds. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's a beautifully sculpted face, and she is a Twi'lek, which is Star Wars underhand for hooker. Because everyone in the universe just wants to bang Twi'leks, and that's fine. That's part of the lore, and that's what they've established. However, this is a show for children. I'm not going to get on a weird, fake, built up high horse about it, but it's a show for children, and we're saying, oh, she's not the pretty one. She's the pragmatic one. She's serious. She's smart. Yes, she is pretty, and that's to me sends the same message as things like Miley Cyrus as a nerd. the old Hannah Montana show. Here's Miley, who was a nerd, and she lives in a beach house with her dad, who's some sort of rock music guy, and she's a nerd, but she's super hot for a 14, 15-year-old, and she's got all the cool clothes and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, her hair looks pretty good all the time.
Yeah, and what does that say to little girls who kind of are nerdy?
Yeah.
That you've just got no chance in the galaxy? Because if this is the standard for kind of, stepped back, holy shit.
I'd rather see her voiced by Janine Garofalo and just look like just a person.
One of the concepts was heavier. One of the concept designs, they go through it you can pause it, but if you go through and they showed different versions, different sketches, one of them was very high-waisted and the hips came out kind of far, and I was like, you know what, I kind of would rather have seen that.
Yeah.
Because you expect a Twi'lek character to be super hot, and what do you think she's got going on under that suit? And I know maybe I'm absolutely looking way too far into it and maybe just trying to find something to pick on. But that did kind of it was the first thing that flagged with me. It's like, oh, she's the pragmatic, smart one, blah, 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 and she's a hot Twi'lek.
Yeah. But I am on board with Carl that she's the one. I don't know if it's going to have to come out in the writing, but because they kind of purposefully did not make her fun and young and sexy, and she's this plus this. It's like, well, she's a pilot. I guess they didn't know how to package her because they just needed a pilot, and that has left her, like Carl says, the most interesting character to watch
because she's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's kind of like when they first bring out Han Solo. You don't know what Han Solo really is, and it's to the point that he's actually kind of defined a genre now, or a character archetype where he's the scoundrel. So now they call him the scoundrel, But he just kind of came out and he was what he was. He wasn't a good guy, but he wasn't a bad guy. He was kind of skeevy. He was looking out for number one.
Right.
It's and then by the end of the first movie, he has a slight change of character. It's he wasn't already predetermined episode one. It's boom, second one, minute one, this is the guy. It's there's room for growth. And all these characters, the way that they describe them, they don't seem like they have anywhere to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Except for getting better. All they're going to do is level up.
Well, you hope. Yeah.
I mean, and there's not going to be any character development. It just seems like they're going to get more powerful. They're just going to get oh well, it's it's been 3 episodes, so now I can use a lightsaber.
And and that's the advantage that this show has over Clone Wars, where, if Clone Wars was actually about clones, if they treated Clone Wars like this show or like Republic Commandos, yes, we will continue to plug the Republic Commando books, where it doesn't deal with main characters, because the problem with dealing with only main characters is where they came from, where they're going to end up, and you can put them through anything in between, and it's remotely interesting, but you're just not going to see a lot of growth. It's almost irrelevant because what's going to happen down the line.
Yeah.
So this will be fun to watch.
Yep.
For Hera. So let's talk about robots.
Yay.
Danger. Wait, wrong one.
Chopper is their little orange, cute. He looks smaller than the average astromech, and I immediately, we already had, a long time ago, we already had our own astromech, so to us this is old territory. But watching his clips, it's going to be basically he's R2, but he makes fart noises. I don't mind him.
He's got a crabby voice. He's got this kind of crap. Yeah, they even went into the voice to try and make the voice sound curmudgeon-y.
And except for that in his butt, I don't have too many problems with it.
A rocket.
Oh.
But I think as far as comic relief, he looks like he's going to be something kind of new. He's not going to be bumbling assault droids. He's not going to be some closeted C-3PO sort of thing.
Closeted. He's head to toe in gold, bitch.
Exactly.
It's funny, as I just recalled towards the end of his little preview segment, they talked about how he's cobbled together, he's very capable, but he kind of does whatever he wants, even when they're like, "You need to save our asses." He's like, "I will. Just give me a minute." And I realized that this has to be coming directly from the TARDIS. I mean, the TARDIS, you tell it I'm going to 1871 to stop Cthulhu, and the TARDIS is like, well, first we're going to stop off in 1996 London for a sandwich. What do you think about that?
Yeah, by way of World War II. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does what it wants. It knows where it needs to take you, and it sounds like this kind of behavior is very much along the lines of the TARDIS, where it's like, how did he know? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I'm not sure, but I did that whole thing where I believe it was only at Walmart where you bought the Build a Droid collection where you would get something in a droid, and a droid, and then you could build droids. And I think I have one that's in that color scheme, that beige and orange and green. It's not necessarily him. And I love the big tire up down the middle.
Yeah, it's cool.
Just looks like a stupid tire comes out. I love that.
I think that's pretty cool too. I think it's pretty well designed. He looks fun.
Yeah, it's a droid.
Yeah, it's a droid, and it's not stereotypical, so it might be fun.
Definitely. Okay, big question. Do you guys want to go long on this, or?
Let's just do it. Let's just go long.
All right. Oh. One more hero to talk about. This is going to get crazy.
Oh, it's going to get ugly.
Her name is Sabine.
Oh.
Her occupation is Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Her occupation is fabulous.
Can girls be douchebags?
Well, you know what? You guys, there's two of you, and it looks like there's one of me, so I'm going to get this out of the way real quick. As soon as I saw Mando, I was like, brr, I just was immediately... It completed the cycle.
Like father?
Huh?
You were like Burr, quote-unquote Burr, like father figure in Mandalorian? Burr is father in Mandalorian. Don't you know that? You know that.
It's been a while. It's
okay.
Cal Japanese, I'm out of practice.
Cal Burr? Jeez, come on.
Bouir. Bouir.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you work on your pronunciation, and then we'll have this discussion.
Yeah, let's work on our pronunciation of fake languages.
Let's do that. We'll just keep doing this. What you got?
It's a GIF, not a GIF.
Choosing matters. Don't choose GIFs. Okay. Yeah. Basically, the Mando thing, because the Clone Wars already had their big Mandalorian agenda. I saw like her thrown in is like, and let's throw in Snake Eyes and Wolverine and Deadpool. Let's put them on a ship and send them into space. But as I saw more about her, I gotta be honest, you guys. I gotta be honest. I kind of like her. She wasn't okay. The part that I like least is she's a kick-ass girl. I'm tired of kick-ass girls, but I really like that she tags the shit out of everything. I fell for it. Say what you will. I think it's a cool twist.
Yeah, because it's kind of funny because I think why they're trying to make her the kick-ass girl. I think Hera is actually the kick-ass girl. She's the girl. I mean, because you have an actual kick-ass girl compared to stereotypical kick-ass girl, where she's wearing like Mando armor, but not not completely full armor. It's just pretty much like shoulder pads,
sexy armor,
a super small chest piece, and then like knee pads.
It's all tight.
It looks more like it's built for skating and not war. And it's all pink. It's like I got a pink helmet. It's like I understand what they're doing. They're trying to appeal to like the Monster High sort of like girl crowd. They're like, oh, we got some young girls that like Star Wars, so let's give them a character. But it's kind of like that big discussion we had on the forum on the Facebook group a while back, where it's like just because you slap pink on something doesn't make it a girl's toy. It's like like any toy is a girl's toy. It doesn't need to be pink.
But all of it also speaks to the conversations happening out lately about strong female character. And today in most markets, that means it is a girl who's going to kick everyone's ass, and that's all you really need to think about. It's it's the modern archetype. I think 50% of those characters are redheads, and it's just tired, man. It's old.
Or in this case, she has dyed hair. And they even say well, she expresses herself through her tagging or her hair color. I'm like, really? It's like, are we going to be that shallow? I mean.
But it's something we've never seen in Star Wars, and that I don't mind. I hate that. God, every time they have to show, there's a new Dark Horse cover that shows Luke Skywalker fighting space Nazis, and it's an Arctic thing, so all they did was just take his ceremonial award outfit and make it look like it's a Gore-Tex, but it's the same outfit, it's the same yellow jacket, it's the same brown pants, and Han Solo's always wearing this, and Princess Leia always is in white versions of all her outfits, or Padme's outfits. It's like, ugh, here's someone who will show real creativity in an Empire-dominated world. She's throwing down graffiti where there's no expression. They've taken away the art. I mean, you got to think about the Nazis. It's propaganda. It's gray. It's utilitarian, and that kind of shit has no place in the Empire.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, her creativity is going to be pre-manufactured. It's not going to be Banksy's. It's going to be more like Stormtrooper helmet, Ghostbusters symbol.
No, that part's pretty lame.
And that's probably going to be 80% of what she tags is going to be Stormtrooper helmet, Ghostbusters symbol.
But I'm also thinking of the kids.
I think you're being being optimistic, and what you're selling, I'm buying what you're selling about her, but I don't think that's what they're going to be selling.
My whole beef with it, especially the that aspect, I'm not worried necessarily about what the graffiti would be, because I think they've specifically hired an artist to do that, who's exclusive job on this character is designing all of her tags. So they're using bits, and she is. If you watch the thing again, watch very closely. She does stencil. There's a piece on the ground, I believe, that's a stenciled piece. So you see out spray, which is Banksy. Bam. But my thing is that a lot of from what I saw of the graffiti design, it was all very hip hop inspired, like Earthbound hip hop inspired stuff. And it's pulling Star Wars onto Earth, which is kind of making me feel like, oh man, this is basically becoming Earth stuff. I
feel you, but my argument is that graffiti, it didn't grow up in Brooklyn. Graffiti is something that's been around as long as human history's been around.
You are right. It's just what I'm seeing looks like it could be on the side of a train in the city.
Oh, I agree. I mean, even the design of the downtown entertainment district in Episode 2. I mean, that artist, he really pushed it. But I mean, his previous job was designing just ads and websites and just really pushing crazy stuff for signage. So, he brought in, he's like, I get to do this, but for Star Wars, and I can just go crazy, and he went nuts, but it looks Star Wars appropriate.
Yeah, that did, for Episode 2, the movie.
So it was familiar, but it was so stylized, it really looked like it belonged on Coruscant. And not just because there's an alien head or something in a circle of lights. So, I do agree with you guys, it is still pretty... They could do better to make it more alien. And don't just throw up some Aurebesh in there and just, fuck the Empire, but it's in, the galactic alphabet.
My mama cooks in Italy, mama swims in Argentina, mama's got a chungaye. My mama's works in Venezuela, mama likes Cinderella, mama's got a chungaye. I say hola, 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 bossa nova. I say yeah, 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 yeah. I got a chunga, yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
All right.
I think that's enough for this day.
Yes.
So.
Absolutely. Take us out, Carl.
All right. If you have any comments about what we've said, if you have your own thoughts about the Star Wars Rebels or Clone Wars or any of the other stuff we talked about today, contact us through the Republicom, voiceofrep@gmail.com, or you can call us 407-409-8749. And if I'm going too fast for you, just go to vorradio.com. You can check it all out there.
Yeah, bitches.
Yeah. Cool. So tomorrow we'll, I don't know, any other thoughts that came to our brain overnight? Waking dreams. The waking dreams, if the sleeper does awake. We'll tell you about that in our last segment, as well as the Republicoms regarding Rebels. So until then, may the Force
Be with.
That ass.
I gave an end of show wink instead of a mouth explosion.
You can't hear a wink.